Thank you for attending this Mangalarti program, and thank you Satyasara Prabhu and Jai Subhadra Mataji for giving me this opportunity to speak on today morning Bhagavatam class. So I am going to speak on one second. 6th canto, 1st chapter, and 15th verse. For 1 minute, I make sure that. Oh, 1 second. So I just noted down only 15th verse only. Okay, 6th canto, 2nd chapter, 15th verse. Second, 6 to 15. So 750 Prabhu, how long I can go to? 35 minutes, okay bro. 10 minutes, okay bro. Okay bro. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaimudirayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinataranam परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्यमीश्वरम. पतितैस्खलितो भग्ना संदष्टा तप्त आहतः हरिरित्यवसेनाः पुमान्नर्हति यातनः. पतितैस्खलितो भग्ना संदस्ता तप्त आहतः हरिरित्यवसेनेह पुमान्नर्हति यातनः. पतितैस्खलितो भग्ना संदष्टास्तप्त आहतः हरिरित्यवसेनाः पुमान्नर्हति यातनः. I'll read the translation. So if we chant the holy name of Hari and then dies because of an accidental misfortune, such as falling from the top of the house, slipping and suffering broken bones while traveling on the road, being bitten by a serpent, being afflicted with a pain and high fever, or being injured by a weapon, one is immediately absolved from having to enter hellish life even though he is sinful. So, Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So, we will discuss this verse. So, this is one of the verse. It is glorifying the holy name, Harinam. So, one can become free from sinful reaction of the life simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So, it is here is saying that sometime it is like overwhelming. By chanting, how can be sinful life we will get the relief from the miseries and pain. So if we are in this path, it is easy to understand, but outsiders it will be a bit more to them. It is, they think that it's too much, right? So we will discuss detail what is our scriptures is saying, and what are all the proven test cases. This is not, we are the first time we are testing this, right? This is year old practice. It is like sanatana, it is very old. Okay. Patita means falling down from the roof. Okay. And skalita, slip from fall down. Bhagna, by falling down, may broke your bones. Sandashta, bitten by some animals like dog or snake, anything. And tapta means you may burned. Ahataha, injured from the others, like through some weapons or anything. Then during this time, you can test practically. Whenever these kind of things happen to us, what happens? The test is Harir Ityava Harir Ityava Senaha. Try to chant Hare Krishna when these kind of things happen. So whenever you do this, what happened? Narhati Yatanaha. Yatana means excessive pain. It's excessive pain. So you will immediately feel that from the injuries, you are not feeling that pain. Okay. So this is practical. This is scriptures are saying. So we are not telling this. When it is documented, if I say something, it is not that that we will not maybe he told out of some emotion, excitement or anything. But whenever it is written in the book, when it is documented, then it is something needs to be seriously considered, right? It is documented. So this is, so here what it is saying, whenever these things happen, the death is not, you can avoid, you can avoid death. It is not saying that. It is reduce that pain, right? It is saying that. So Prahlad Maharaj recommended that, so when we need to do this practice, so chanting of this holy name, Kaumaram Acharet Pragna Dharman Bhagavata Iha. So Kaumara, when the 5 years old, from that age onwards, we need to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, right? So I think whoever is like second grade, third grade, they should not think that it is too early for us, right? Because Prahlad Maharaj said that 5 years we should start, right? So Durlabam Manusham Dehe Dehinam Kshanabhanguram Tatrapi Ati Durlabam Vaikunta Priya Darshanam. So Bhagavatam is saying that Durlabam Manusham Janma. So getting this human body is rare. Durlabam. It is very rare, right? So we got this human body. What we think that it is foolishly think that okay, we don't value that human life unless and until you know how you got this human body. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that, according to the Padma Purana, what is that? Jalaja Navalakshani. Okay, there are 900,000 of 9 lakhs of Jalaja, means water animals or water living entities. Okay, and Stavara Laksha Vimsati, there are 20 million, 20 lakh, which is 2 million. Stavara means trees. So there are counties there, Crimea, Rudra Sankhya. So there are 1.2 million of the small insects and all there in Crimea. And so there are like 8.4 millions of species are there. Okay. After crossing all these cycle, we got this human birth. Now you understand that. So how many struggles we have undergone or how much a cycle we have passed through to get this human body, right? So, but when we go through these scriptures, references, it will give the um, like the true information. Otherwise, we need to depend on serials and movies, or under the tree, people will say some whatever comes in mind, they say. So, we should not waste the life just because of those kind of words. Whatever it is documented and proved, we need to trust this, right? So, Varnashrama, now in this to 8.4 million, there are 400,000 of human race are there, right? Out of 400,000 human race, there are like advanced race is there called Aryans. Who are Aryans? Who know progress of the life, right? Progress of the path in the spiritual life. So, who knows that there are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmachari, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. There are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas are there. So, who knows this varnashrama is very rare Aryans. So, who are in the path of perfection, right? So, out of 400,000, and there are very less race who are knows this path of perfection. So, who are following these prescribed duties mentioned for varnas and ashramas. So, we know that what are the prescribed duties for Brahmana, what are the prescribed duties for Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. It is clearly mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Whoever following that to get the perfection, see, because everybody are not on the same level. We cannot give intensive coaching to the average student. He will stuck because he can't understand that flow. So wherever he is, from there he need to progress. That is why we have this varna and ashrama is there. So I cannot give a full dose to anyone, right? So whatever their level, so this varna ashrama gives that where I am, from there how can I progress systematically, right? So Krishna in the so Lord says that so we need to get the perfection, right? So Shiva says that Aradhanam Vishnu Aradhanam Param. There are many Aradhanas are there, right? Many demigods are there. Why Vishnu Aradhana is topmost, right? So when Parvati asked to Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati asked to Lord Shiva, then Lord Shiva says, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam param. And also he is saying, Tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. So, sarvesham, always, in any circumstance or anything, there is no but, where, no, that no clauses or no that kind of clauses is there. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam param. He endorsed that, right? So no, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamekam Saranam Vraja. And nowhere, no scripture in the our ancient scriptures, no demigod says that. Take my shelter. Only Krishna said that, right? Because he is the authority, he is the actual person. No demigod said that you have to worship me, right? So he also when Lord Shiva is saying to Parvati Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Parataram Devi, but be careful one thing. Mother Parvati is saying to Mother Parvati, Tadiyanam Samarchanam, the followers of the Vishnu is equivalent to the worshipping the Vishnu. So Vaishnavas are even more important, right? So worshipping the Vaishnava. So offending Vaishnava, doom. That's it. closing the chapter. If you um, if you like what you call uh, offend Krishna, he can tolerate. But if you offend Vaishnavas, that's it. Close the chapter. No, no, what you call, you cannot file a petition in the higher court. That is the last. So be careful. Don't offend Vaishnavas. So this is that. Okay, that is one thing we learned now. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur have one bhajan. So to get the perfection, how we will get the perfection? Bolo Hari Bol. So that song, Bolo Hari Bol. So Maner Anande Bhai, Bolo Hari Bol. So in that his song, he is saying that with blissful mind chant the name of Hari. Okay, Aradhananam Sarvesham we said, right? So how we need to do Aradhana? So our Acharyas give the detailed prescription how to do that. So what is that? Blissful minds chant the name of Hari. Okay, and Sukhe Tako Dukhe Tako, Bolo Hari Bol. Whether you are in joyful or distress, chant Hari Nam. Okay, and it is very easy. It is Janme Janme Sukhe Bolo Hari Bol. So birth after birth, sing the glories of the Harinam. Manava Janma Peye by Bolo Hari Bol. Right? You have obtained this human birth. Now chant the name of Hari. And Sampade Vipade by Bolo Hari Bol. If you are like full of opulent, you have all fortune, chant Hari name. Vipade, when the reversals are coming in your life, chant Hari name. So, and Gruhe Tako Vane Tako Bolo Hari Bol. So, whether you are in the house or you are in the forest, or when in this context, when we are at the home or we are at the office or any other traveling or anything, Vane means the rest of the society when we are chant Harinam. And Asat Sang, so when you are doing Krishnara Samsare Taki Bolo Hari Bol, chant the name of Hari and remaining in this material world for Krishna purpose. So when you are in this material world, your center should be Krishna. Right? And but when you are doing this, you need to do one other thing. What you need to do? Asat Sange Chadi. You need to leave the unfavorable association. The people who are like pulling down from your spiritual progress, keep them away. Otherwise, you cannot do this, right? Whether you are in happiness, distress, fortune, misfortune, whether you are in the house or in the forest or in the society, always you want to chant. How you can chant? What is the unfavorable? You need to leave that. And you need to leave the unfavorable thing. And one more thing he said in the 4th verse, Vaishnava Charana Podi. You take the shelter of lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. They are the fuel. So in order to function our engine, that is the fuel we need to get it. Whenever we are like, it's a medicine, right? When we are in diseased condition, sometimes we are in excessive fever and all, we can't take the medicine. Somebody need to help, right? So we are also in this material conditioned life. So we need Vaishnava, spiritual master, Siksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus, right? They will, you need more medicine. That is how I got this class, right? So Satish required this more, need to do some homework so that he will learn. That is how I got this class. It is not that I'm very like liberated and I got this. So this is the mercy of the gurus, right? So that we will do homework and we will present, right? And Bolo Hari Bol in the last verse, Gaura Nityananda Bol, Gaura Gadadhara Bol, Gaura Advaita Bol. This is what we chant Panchatattva Mahamantra in order to get the defense from the whatever faults, aparadh we do while chanting, right? That's why each round, before we each round, we will chant Panchatattva so that please forgive me the offenses, right? So that I will progress in my spiritual path. You got it, right? So what is this song is telling? Nirantara Harinam. Okay? Nirantara Harinam. It is not that 16 rounds or it is that 4 rounds, 8 rounds. Nirantara Harinam. Whenever you get the time, while you are walking, while you are running, right? You need to do that Harinam. So if we want to relieve from this repeated birth and death and get liberated, if we want to free from all our past karma, and if we want to become advanced, and if we want to see Radha Krishna and enter into their pastimes in service, right? And we want to empowered, if we want to always cleansed, and if you want do progress in your spiritual life, one thing, Nirantara Harinam, right? So this is what we need to take away. Today's class is Nirantara Harinam. It is not only 16 on, done 2 hours. This tick today is done. My Harinam is done. No. So Avishranta Harinam. Okay, not chanting one one or two rounds and then keeping aside, and so then what's happening? Some people say that I did morning 1 round, evening 1 round, done. It is like a Gajasnan, right? So in Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 1st chapter, 10th sloka. Kachin nirvartite badrat, kvachit charati tatpuna, pashyat prayischittam atopartam, manye kunjara sauchavat. Right? So what happens, right? An elephant takes nicely bath, and once it comes to the land, it will put again the dust on it immediately. So all it is wet already. Now it is putting that. So kunjara sauchavat. If you chant 1 or 2 rounds or 16 rounds, I chant 16 rounds, say suppose 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, or like 1.5 hour, majority of 12 rounds in the morning and 4 rounds in the evening. The rest of the time, I am not thinking of Krishna. So what happening? I have 24 hours. Only 2 hours I am chanting. I am thinking of Krishna. And the rest 22 hours, I am forgetting Krishna. So there is, when you chant, you remember Krishna. When you forget Krishna, means you are in the Maya. So it is 2 things only. There is no gray line. There is no some is Krishna, some is Maya, some is some middle line. No. If it is, there is Krishna is the light and Maya is the darkness. The forgetful of Krishna is darkness. So that forgetful of Krishna is darkness, means it is sinful. This is all documented. Okay. So you need to remember Krishna as much as possible during your day. Right? Say suppose if I am going for walking. So I for say suppose I am going for morning walk for 1 hour in order to reduce my weight or healthy, to be healthy and all. I'm stepping on so many living entities, right? Who gave me that authority to kill them, right? So in order to improve my health, I am killing so many living entities. It is sin, right? So that's it. I am losing this human body. I might not get again this human body, and I will this 8.4 million species. So I need to remember. So how I will get the relief from the sinful reactions? Chanting Harinam. That's what documented, right? So I need to chant while walking, while doing any other work, cooking, Matajis while cooking. They can left hand, they can put one counter if they want. But these are not the prescribed rounds, it is extra, right? So prescribed rounds we should on only Japamala on 16 rounds. So the point is we have to chant how much ever possible whenever during the day. Add so many more mantras. Some people say that I'm chanting last 6 years. This is the mid-time crisis for devotees who are took initiation of years, 10 years. They like all that initial charm, new name, everything will go away. Now it's normal. So this crisis is more happens. Why it is not? I'm not feeling any what you call. It is not working, I think. So because you are not concentrating, one thing. Second thing, you are not increasing the dose, right? So because you are like, where are you there? Like 2 hours versus 22 hours, which is 2 by 22. I don't know what percentage, maybe 8% approximately. So 92% I am in the sinful reaction. So it takes more time. So as much as possible we need to chant during the our day to day activities while we are doing that. Say suppose I know so much, I read so much about the holy name, what is called the power of holy name, or the importance of holy name. So by knowing, by reading, by hearing about the holy name will not help unless you chant Harinam. We need to remember that. So we need to chant Harinam, then only it will affect. Say suppose one nice recipe, if I am keep on saying about it, what is the use? I am hearing about that recipe. I know the knowledge of the recipe, but unless and until I cook it and eat it, it is like troublesome only. It is it is not. It is it by hearing about the dish. How much time I will hear? I am getting weak. So unless and until I cook and take that, it will not work. Okay. So we need to execute it. We need to say suppose uh, so one more thing is some people say that 6 years of it is not working, I'm doing some rounds and all, so it is not sufficient. Say suppose I cook nice like recipe, but I took 1 or 2 morsels, is that sufficient? So it is not sufficient to fulfill my hunger, right? It is not sufficient. I need to take at least 50% of my stomach, right? 50 to 60%, if not complete. So in the similar way, we need to chant as much as possible. Like 1 or 2 rounds will not help. Please increase your rounds. So it is telling that you need to satatam kirtayanto mam. Sorry, you need to always remember Krishna. So 1-2 rounds, how it works, you need to increase that. Okay. So in the previous verse, it is saying that this verse, previous verse, if you are jokingly say, if you are jokingly say, hey, Hare Krishnas are going, I mean, somebody say that. For them also, it will give the benefit, but that will not leads to the complete perfection. Okay, that is one thing. And after this verse, another verse is there. There is the in the Vedas, for every uh, or any misdoing you are doing, so for the atonement there is some prayachitta we call, right? You have some prescribed procedure. So to get the atonement from that sinful reaction, but the sinful tendency will not go away. Only Harinam can take out that from the roots, right? The tendency also will go away. It is not only completes the atonement, it pluck out that completely from the roots. This is how you will get the perfection. Then what happens? You are plucking from the roots, right? Now you will not do again commit that sin. In that way you will go in progress near towards the liberation and towards the perfection. That is the Harinam, right? So sometimes something comes easy, we take it for granted, but we need to respect it, otherwise we will lose it, right? After that, we already came to know how rare this life is. That is one thing I want to say. So if two kids are there for a parent, then one kid is like very responsible. He knows he can do all his things by his own. The another thing is another kid is always depend on mother. Mama, you help me that please. Always crying and seeking the help. Obviously, the mother's attention will be on that child is more, right? Crying baby gets more milk. In the similar way, when we chant Hare Krishna, then we constantly calling Krishna, who is our eternal father, and he always thinks how to give the protection to this guy. Another person who is independent of Krishna and who are like Gnanis and Karmis, they are dependent on their strength, rather dependent on Krishna. So you want to be on where you want to be, like either Gnani or Karmi or Bhakti, like Bhakta, who are constantly calling Krishna and getting the protection from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So initially when we chant, right, mind will say, oh, I will do later. Not this is good time. Oh, I am not settled in my life yet. Oh, let me get good job. So mind tricks us, right? Oh, abhi man nahi lag raha hai. Like people say that, right? When I go for book distribution, no, abhi man nahi lag raha hai, Prabhu. We'll take little later. He want to politely say no. So तब तक ओके व्हाट इज दैट, जब तक नाम जप नहीं होता बात नहीं बनेगा. So unless you take the names, then things will not manifest. This is what Prabhupada wrote, said. So that's why I copied. So we need to. So how we need to say do this? Krishna has given. See, if I give, you went to the doctor and doctor said that you are suffering with so much big name and disease, then he leaves. Then what is the use? He need to give the prescription also. So Krishna also, okay, we are in Dukkalayam, Ashashvatam, okay, these are all good, we are all conditioned state, we have gurus, this. Then he gave the prescription. How we need to, how can we do this? Abhyasa to Kaunteya, only for by practice. And Vairagya, You need to have this. So Vairagya means which are impeding to chant the holy name. You need to write down what is impeding, then how to solve it. See, we already said that unless you start chanting, it will not work. Things will not work. Then you need to think in that lines. Sorry if I'm looping, because it is important. I want to stress it. So somehow we need to start the chanting, right? Start the chanting. If I'm not chanting 2 rounds, if I'm chanting 2 rounds, 4 rounds, if 4, 8, 8, 16, and make whole day we want. If I'm already chanting 16 rounds, I can increase the rounds, one way of doing it. If I'm already occupied something, I need to constantly do whenever I get time. Instead of doing one shot, I can do 2, 3 mantras of chanting. YouTube shorts and Facebook reels, right? Yeah, for relaxation. But that will not, right? So what it is thinking. Okay, so I have 2-3 minutes. I will conclude that. So what happens when we chanting, right? When we chant Harinam, right? So one nice verse is there from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 42 verse. Bhakti pareshanubhavo viraktir anyatra chaise trika ekakalaha. 3 things will happen when you chant, right? When you are feeling hungry, so this example also given here. What happened? Prapadyamanasya yatanu yatanastastus tushti pushti kshudapayo nu gasham, right? So when you eat food, 3 things will parallelly happen, not one after the other. How? So first thing will happen is your hunger will go away. When you feel, when you are feeling hungry, your hunger will go away. Second one, you feel satisfaction, right? Earlier you feel pains, now you feel satisfaction. And finally, bodily nourishment also, you will get energy, right? Right. In the same way, while by chanting, first thing what it will go away, your hunger for the material desires or sinful desires, ungodly desires, that will go away. Your anger, lust, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara, envy, all these things. These will are like sabotaging only. You know sabotage, right? In our army, one person killing our army only by taking bribe from the other country. This is the sabotage. Like mind. Mind is the sabotager for us. It is part of our body and it is not, it is killing our soul. So we need to sharpen our intelligence to attack the mind, to sabotage. So we need to kill that sabotager. So what will happen? Your hunger for the material desires will go away, and sense of satisfaction. When you chant Harinam continuously, a sense of satisfaction you develop, and actually you are feeling so happy. So happy, so that if I have a glass, I am pouring the water, keep pouring it. It full, once it filled, then overflows. This is how, once you are so happy, you trying to go out and distribute this happiness to others. If I don't have happiness, how I will give happiness? If I am constantly morose, what I will give? The person who are with me, I will give moroseness only. So I am suffering with material desires, desire after desire, all these enemies, 6 enemies. What I will give to my who are staying with me? I cannot give happiness. So I will, once I feel the satisfaction, and happiness I will give to my family members, extended family members, to the society, whomever, right? And finally, what happens? The spiritual nourishment will happen. We are going towards the Krishna Prema. So, the key I have some more points, but 8:30 we will stop. It is unlimited. Unlimited, believe me. Unless Prabhupada was not, if Prabhupada is not there, then we wouldn't have know this many. Now he gave so much, our acharyas gave so much, we can speak. We can speak so much. That's why first time I asked how much time I need to speak. Because I'm scared of talk too much. So the key takeaway is, in this new year, this is a mark, right? January 1st. We need to take so much dose, so that many of us grihasthas only, right? So we have all other works, but these other works will not work. That's what this is saying, that what will work? Harinam only. It is saying that, yeah, it is for me also. It is not that for all of you. It is more than it. It is for me. I want to take away this. I wanted to chant quality rounds, absorbing, right? One thing. When you eat, Ayurveda also, when you are eating, what Ayurveda says, you should not talk, you should concentrate, you thoroughly examine what you are eating, or seeing that side, this, no, you eat, that will give a complete nourishment. So chanting also, checking the messages, or attending someone. Oh, I'm not sure whether I switch off the lights or there, turn off the taps or not. These thing, that thing, various, right? So don't do that. Relaxly sit. This is for us only, soul only, right? Ultimate. How long we will be in this? It is rented. Body is rented. Another 20-30 quality years. That's it. So we need to. So we will take a vow, right? Collectively, helping each other. We will chant as much as and many mantras, as much as many rounds, right? With that, I will conclude. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sachrupa Garang Prabhu, wonderful class. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the takeaway. So, devotees, if you have any questions, please let us know. Questions? Yeah, any question? Right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
I actually came from Seattle. I'm visiting Austin. I found out about the Mangalarti program and came here. Thank you so much for the beautiful Bhagavatam class. When I was sitting, because I hear multiple Bhagavatam classes in Seattle, I was like, okay, what will, I would have heard this before. But then everything you said, I've heard before. But it's so important for us to constantly remind ourselves, because it's so easy to forget. Maya is so powerful. Thank you so much for reminding me and all of us about this important lesson on the start of the year, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes, right, I know. While reading also, I told Satsara Prabhu also earlier. So, I know this matter of fact. But I am not taking it. I'm not implementing it. So, this time we want to implement it. That is what. So, the difference is that only. We want to make the difference on this January 1st. The difference is, I want to implement something or the other, right? I don't want whatever the last year, right? Last year I have taken this much salary, or 20 years ago that much salary. I don't want to work with the same salary now. I want some growth, right? Same way we want to have spiritual growth. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, nice class.
Hare Krishna.
This is my struggle, Prabhu. Day first onwards till now, I'm struggling, but intensity is reduced because of chanting. But still, like, I need to focus on that. Like, instead of focus on Krishna relationship with him, myself, I just focus on how to make my Krishna work, which is given prescribedly. That always like comes when I'm chanting. This is my main struggle, Prabhuji. I knew like it is chanting only through I can come over, but is there any other tips, Prabhuji?
Prabhu will add. Prabhu will.
The prescribed duties which is Krishna given, I feel like I have not done properly. I have not um even I am doing out of my capacity, but still like some lacking is there what the Krishna given the prescribed duty to me as a mother, as a woman. So some satisfaction is not there basically. It comes, yeah, when I'm chanting, it comes. Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhu, you add. Prabhu.
I think chanting is like a what goes in, comes out. It is basically just as simple as that. You put garbage in, garbage comes out. You put good thoughts in, good thoughts comes out. You put Krishna in, Krishna comes out. So you think about prescribed duties while chanting, you feel like I have not done my prescribed duties properly. So that comes out. So chanting is like that. What goes in and what comes out.
Meditate.
Yeah. At least in my experience, chanting, generally we do lip service to chanting. Lip service means, okay, so it has been given to me to chant. I took a diksha, I took a vow, so I have to complete 16 rounds. It becomes a ritualistic. Number one reason, because I took a vow, so I have to complete it. So that is one reason people chant. Other reason is for material goals. Oh, I want a good health. I want my family to be happy. No health issues should come. I need to have good wealth. So we have a material motivations and we chant for that purpose. So that is a lip service chanting, meaning that if somebody comes to you and says, oh, thank you so much, you're amazing, this and that, sometimes you feel it. It is not coming from the heart. It is coming from the lips. If something comes from the lips, do we satisfied with that? No. We know this person is not saying from the heart. They're saying from the lips only. So when we chant like that, Krishna knows that. You are doing a lip service to me. How would I reciprocate to you? Right? So you keep chanting only. I will just listen to somebody else who's really chanting from the heart. Like two people coming and talking to us. One person is just speaking only from lips. Other person is heart deep. They really mean what they say. We attend to them only first. They touch our heart. So Krishna focus on somebody else. If Krishna focus on somebody else, then what do we experience? We experience what is in our heart only. We don't experience Krishna anymore in the chanting. So that's why chanting should be a heart deep chanting in the sense that chant with the feelings. If there is no feelings, it becomes ritualistic. Meaning, okay, we all sit and chant for 16, okay, 2 hours is over, I go home. Oftentimes people ask me this question, Prabhu, how do you chant with feelings? Until there is a feeling, we cannot really experience Krishna in our chanting. You know what I'm saying? It will be like a lip service only. So when you experience Krishna, then you don't want to stop chanting. Time flies like that. 2 hours, wow, already gone. How is that possible? I want to chant more. You know what I'm saying? For us, it's a drag actually. 2 hours is a drag. Why? It's a boredom. The boredom is because there is no Krishna there. It is just ritualistically, without emotion, without connection with the Lord, we are just chanting. So at the time, we experience all these things like a prescribed duties, my desires, my worries, my anxieties, all these things, our frustration, everything will come out in chanting. Have you experienced that? Because that is what we have in the heart. We don't have Krishna anymore. Unless otherwise we chant with the emotion, with the feelings for the Lord. The chanting is a drag actually. It is like, why I'm doing this? You know what I'm saying? So that's why Acharya Rupa Goswami says, can I continue?
You
Rupa
should.
Goswami
Yeah.
says two things. Anudinam Adarat. Anudinam means like every day you have to chant, no matter what. Adarat means with feelings. So I'll give a simple example. Taking care of our children, Mohan or Yashomati or our children. Is it a drag for you taking care of your children? Absolutely not. Even if you have to get up at 2 o'clock, you get up at 2 o'clock, take care of your children, you have to drive in the cold weather, you drive, you do everything without even feeling the pain. Why? Because you are emotionally connected with that person. You can do anything for them. Make sense to you? If there is no emotional connection, your neighbor is saying, can you drop me in the airport at 1:30 in the morning? Super cold. One day you will do because it's a neighbor. Second day, would you do it? No, I'm sorry, Prabhu. My back is hurting and cold is not going to work for me. Something we will say, isn't it? Even if you do it, we do it without any feelings for them. It is like a ritualistic. How to do it, what to do. But if it is your child or your beloved ones, we'll do it very willingly, wholeheartedly. We'll do it. Why? Because there's an emotional connection. So chanting is as simple as that. Unless otherwise we have an emotional connection with the Lord, there is no way chanting is going to be really fruitful for us. We may be chanting for, I know people chant for 35 years, 40 years, and the heart doesn't transform. It is very important. Then people ask this question, "Well, how do you feel? How do you chant with feelings for the Lord?" It is a very common question. I mean, there is no cookie cutter answer because it is your purity of the heart. But generally, I would say that if you want to chant with feelings, not ritualistically, the first thing is the goal has to be very clearly established in our heart. Meaning, I want to be with Krishna, conscious desire. We all say this, I want to go back to Krishna, but we really don't mean that. We have so many other desires. I want to have house, big house. I want to have this much bank balance. I want my children to go to this school, that school, get whatever, that desire is a predominant desire in our heart. Theoretically, we say that I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. I want to be with Krishna. That is not a predominant desire. You need to have a conscious desire. When you have the conscious desire that I absolutely need to be with Radharani and Krishna, the resolute determination comes to chant. And unless otherwise you have that goal, conscious desire firmly established in our heart, there is no determination to chant. Ritualistically only will chant. So then the conscious desire to be with Krishna in my chanting, I'm absolutely determined to chant without any deviation. My mind is going to take me away. I am not going to let my mind take me away from Krishna. Then the genuine hankering happens in the heart. Oh, I don't have Krishna with me. I'm really missing him. That will come as a tears when you chant. Because you feel I have not achieved the goal yet. I'm not with Krishna, I'm not with Radharani. The tears will flow. That's the feeling. You carry this throughout your chanting, then you experience Krishna in the heart. Make sense?
Yes, bro.
That's the feeling. But do we have that feeling? We don't. Maybe we start with one round, we feel I'm not with Krishna, I'm not with Radharani. But eventually the other desires comes up. Oh, I don't know what's happening in my work, what's happening with my child, what's happening with my job. So that feeling for Krishna goes away until you have this conscious desire. I want to be with him. I am not with him. And that feeling comes. Then that is called laulyam. Greed to be with Krishna actually. Greed to be with Radharani. Until you have that greed to be with the Lord, there is no feelings. And if there's no feeling, the chanting is boredom. Make sense to you? All other things will surface and we'll be in the same level. We have to come back again to this world and keep chanting and chanting and chanting and chanting. one time we may get the feelings. Makes sense to you? So if you want to chant with feelings, the goal to be with Krishna has to be firmly established in our heart. If other goals are there, you won't chant with feelings. It will be ritualistic. I can guarantee that. It will be a boredom. 16 rounds over, put the chanting back, go and do this. You know what I'm saying? That is the root cause of all the problems we experience. Hmm? So it was step by step. The goal, the conscious desire to be with Krishna, firmly established in my heart. Then the resolute determination to achieve the goal comes. Then, when you chant, you hanker for it. I'm still not there with him. And that feeling comes. And with that feeling, you chant, Krishna manifests in our heart. Then, where is the question of mind? People always say that my mind is going. Where is the question of mind? Mind doesn't have any role to play here. Coming back to the taking care of children, where is the question of mind? You are so determined to take up because there's an emotional connection with the child, right? It's the same thing. The emotional connection with the Lord is missing. Then the chanting won't be really qualitative. Make sense? I mean, there are so many, but it's just a little bit. I don't know if I answered, but the conscious desire to be with the Lord. It starts there. Any question?
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the wonderful explanation. We will. We have one more announcement to make. After that, we will go with Prasadam. So I'll give to Umesh, Upendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Satru Prabhu. Did we have a great start to the new year?
Yeah.
Haribol! Right. As we said yesterday, great start. We haven't concluded. We'll conclude again with Krishna and Radharani's wishes. Remember, I think if many of you are from India, we're born and brought up in India, first day of the year, millions of people go to the temples. Morning, millions of people. Maybe the next door temple to you, you'll see thousands of people lined up. Right? Why? भगवान मुझे इस साल ये देना वो देना आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट्स रॉन्ग हम सबको कुछ तो चाहिए राइट बट दिस टाइम वी आर डूइंग अपोजिट भगवान को भी कुछ देना लेट्स गिव something to our deities. So this is the 7 boxes left representing, each box represent our deities' wishes for this year. 7 boxes are left. You'll be very fortunate to help us meet the wishes of our deities. A big Hari Bol to 5 devotees who took the 5 wish boxes. Hari Bol! 7 more boxes by this Sunday. If you cannot do it, invite your friends. Friends. But we have 7 more wish boxes. And if you can do it, if you're hesitating, you can open the box and see whether you can do it. Each box has chits, which says Krishna's wish is, and then wishes are written inside. And as much as you could do, if it's more amount for you, invite your friend, invite a devotee, and please help us. By coming Sunday, let's meet the wishes. When we wish to the God, every day we remind, right? भैया कल बोला था आज तक हुआ नहीं, right? So this is yesterday's wish. Let's ensure that by coming Sunday, we are able to either ourselves or through our friends take each of the wish boxes and make sure that our deities' wishes are met. Hare Krishna. A very happy New Year to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all for attending the Mangalarti program. So we'll go with Prasadam. So Prasadam by Samanvita.
महाप्रसादे गोविन्दे
ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्पपुण्यावतं राजन् विश्वासो न विजायते शारीरा विद्याजाल जोड़ेन्द्रियता है काल जीवे फले विषय सागरे तारामत्य जीवति लोभोमोह सुदुर्मति ताके जिता कठिन संसारे कृष्णा वरदयमय करिबारे जिह्वा जय स्वाप्रसादन दिलो भाई से अनामृतपा श्री राधा कृष्ण गुणगा प्रेमेदको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे महाप्रसादम